What is up guys, welcome back to a new video from Total Cards. I'm AJ and today we're opening Sword Art Online, the 10th anniversary edition from Weiss Sports. Now I have watched a little bit of Sword Art Online, I probably watched up until the end of the Yuki arc, so I'm a little unsure on the Alicization arc, but there are still some really cool cards in this and we're going to check them out right now, so let's get this cracked open. Here is our promo. Would help if I put it in the right place, wouldn't it? And our box topper is, I believe, Mito. I know some of the names, but oh, it's not even that, it's Masumi. I know some of the names, but I watched a little bit of it. I haven't really had time to sort of finish it up, but never mind. We'll get these box cracked open and have a check out of these cards. I think overall my favourite character from Sword Art Online is probably, obviously Arsene is pretty cool, but I really like Sinon. I really liked the Gun Gale Online arc. Focus. I really liked the Gun Gale Online arc. This camera does not want to play ball. There we go. Cool. So we've got Lifa. We've got Sugaha. Masumi. Yujio, I think it's pronounced. Yujio. Ooh. Now that's Mito. That's Mito. It's actually a really nice sort of flashy card. We'll go through this pack slowly and then we'll go through all the rest much quicker. Another Mito. We've got Inherited Sword Technique. Not particularly a character, but another Mito. This set is just proving me immediately wrong with our first promo card. And then we've got Promise at Dusk, which looks like a pretty cool scene. I've heard good things about Alicization, but not enough to, you know, make me want to intensely watch it. I know it's got some pretty cool arcs in it. It's got some AI stuff in it. I was really confused when I started watching it, but I think I just need to dig my heels in and watch more of it. Oh look, it's Sinon. So we've got Sinon, we've got Yuki and Asuna, another Yujio, we've got Asuna again, Leaf Pure Wish, Alice and Yujio, Yuki. This arc made me so sad, like I was so upset. We've got the classic Kirito and Asuna, and we've got Alice again, I believe that's Alice and probably Kirito in the back. Yeah, the Yuki arc made me so sad. It was so depressing. Of course, Sword Art Online would make a super depressing arc to go through. I really struggle to watch it, just because of like how actually real it was and how intense it was. It was quite short, and I liked that sort of Asuna. I got a little bit of spotlight beyond Kirito. We've got our lovely Asuna here. We've got Mito, Yui and Asuna, Yuki and Asuna, all the girls. We've got our classic Kirito, a Yujio, which has a bit of a sparkle going on. We've got Silka and Kirito. I really like Silka, and that's a really nice artwork. It's nothing special, I don't think, but like the artwork's super cool on that. I really like Silka. I liked her little arc as well, with the whole sort of her pet dying. I can't remember the name of her pet now. Her companion dying, and then they had to go and sort of bring her back, but I think it was really sweet. There are some super morbidly depressing moments in Sword Art Online, but I think that the actual concept's really cool. And especially like the Apple has just announced this sort of glass thing, which just immediately made me think of sort of the full dive technology. We've got Mysterious Smile Administrator. I have not sure who that is. Not sure who that is. Or Klein. We gotta love Klein, the comic relief. Very soccer like. I really like him for his sort of soccer humour. We've got Asuna. Ooh, Alice. That's a really nice card. And I love the armour and the way that she looks. Yeah, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it, and I just didn't have time to sort of dedicate loads of time to it. Silica. Ooh, a really nice Lisbeth. I like Elizabeth. I like the whole blacksmith thing. I love blacksmiths. I always think they're really cool characters. And how sort of like, how intense she is with like her work and making that sword for Kirito. And the one that she gives him the first time, and it just shatters because he smashes it up. It's just so funny. There's still arcs left in the manga to go through. We've got Elizabeth and Asuna. I do recognise these, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where. We've got Gabriel, Misumi. I think I'm saying that right. Misumi, yep. Agil, I think it is. Bar owner. But yeah, I think that they've got a couple of arcs left, or an arc or so left. We've got Yuki and Yui. Not Yuki and Yui, Asuna and Yui. A couple of arcs left to go through with the manga. So I think there'll be more seasons coming out, possibly. We hope. I say that having not watched Alicization, but I think I really love the fantasy aspect of it. Gun Gale Online threw me off a little bit with it whole being sort of like a shooter, but I think that they sort of connected that really well with the whole Kirito has a sword brought a sword to a gunfight, and I think that I just love Sinon so much. I think she's so great. I think that the whole it's happening again as well, and people are dying outside of the game as well, but we'll put a twist on it this time, and we'll show you exactly how people are dying, because it wasn't the full dive technology killing them that time. It was the Argo, bit of a dark card, but I like the shine on that. It was a bit of a it sort of came out of left field, the idea, because I think it was someone going around and it was injecting all these people who were dying in the game and stuff. And I think that horror, imagine like you've gone through the trauma of what happened in the first sort of season and a half-ish, I guess, with whole Asuna still being inside of the game, and then it to happen again is like terrifying, isn't it? But I think what would be really cool, and I don't know how they haven't done this yet, is like if they actually made an MMORPG of, check that out. Look at that, a signed card. Amazing. Look at the shine on that. Focus. Wow. That's really cool. That's so cool. Now these cards like slowly make me want to actually watch the show. That was just so disappointing after what we've just gotten. But I don't know how they haven't. Ooh, my little gasp there. I thought it was a signed one, but it's not, which is kind of a bummer, but it's still really nice. Yeah, wrong bit. I don't know how they haven't made an actual MMORPG based around the whole sort of Aincrad, Alfheim situation. Like, I know they've got games, but like they're not what I would have expected. Like, you would have made a killing doing an MMORPG. I mean, come on, you're making card games, but you're not invested in that. Although I think people might be a bit hesitant having the whole, people died in this place thing, but I still think people would play it. I think it would be really cool. But yeah, like, I think the whole concept, I think it was, because like I used to watch anime so much, and then I stopped watching it for a while, and like Sword Art Online really got me back into it. And I think I could rewatch this anime over and over and over. And I've watched it in both dub and sub. I think that both of them are great. I'm not usually a dub person, but I do think that the dub is pretty good compared to like some of the dubs that exist. I'm looking at you, Attack on Titan. Some dubs are really poor. But I think that they've managed to capture the characters in both American and in English, in American English and in Japanese. I think that the voice actor came to the Northeast for Kirito one year in a convention. I didn't get to meet him though, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, I just think it's kind of unique, because like I think some fantasy sort of animes that's a really cool card. I really like that artwork. Nothing special about it, just the artwork's super cool. I think that the animes that are fantasy based are a little hard to sort of get into, I guess, because you've got to set up this whole sort of story that's going on and this world, and I think that Sword Art Online set it up so well in a way that like I just didn't want to just switch it straight off because it was just too convoluted or something. It was like actually interesting to see, oh, they're all trapped in the first episode and it's really cool and all this. So I think that they've got something really, really good going. And it would be a shame for it to sort of die out and flop. I think that, is that the same card twice? No. I think that my favourite arc is probably, I mean, obviously the first arc is classic. I did really like the Yuki arc. I watched the films as well, but I think my favourite arc, that's a really nice silica right there. I think my favourite arc is probably the second half, I guess, second half of the first arc, which is when Asuna is trapped in Dakota Alfheim, and there's this whole thing with Kirito's cousin Sugaha. She's like, oh, I'm really interested in this guy in this fake world, and then they find out it's each other and they're like, oh, this is so weird. And like Kirito's just hyper focused on saving the love of his life. And I think that Asuna and Kirito's sort of relationship is really sweet as well. And I think the last thing that I watched, because I watched a couple of episodes of Alicization, and in that I was a little confused because this guy just sort of like injected Kirito with this thing and like really sort of killed him, I think, or almost killed him or something, and I was just really thrown off by that because I was like, this can't be happening again. This poor man's fighting outside of hospitals and stuff all the time. He's just going about his day, minding his own business, and people are just mugging him. But I have no idea who this character is, but I don't think the camera does either, which looks pretty cool. And then we've got Misumi. Yeah, I think it's probably one of the better animes out there, and I know everybody jokes about Sword Art Online and the theme song, but like I'm a big lover of fantasy and I'm a big lover of gaming, and to have like an anime that's orientated around being sort of involved in this world, your whole entire body, I think is such a cool concept. It's such a shame because like I think it's supposed to be not far from where we actually are now, in terms of our technology. Well, in terms of the way that the world is set up in Sword Art Online, it's not actually too distant in the future. Oh, I really love that pattern there. That's so cool. It looks so nice. But it's not too far in the distant future, I guess. So like to be able to, because we already have those things where you can involve yourself, sort of like your entire body, and you can be strapped in and you can be running around, and it's all engaged from what you're doing there and then. And I think that will be so cool in sort of real life, to be able to play something where it's like your whole existence is in this other game. It'll be a great way to escape like the real world. Like that's really what we play games for, isn't it? But yeah, I just love the concept of Sword Art Online. I think, like I said, my favourite character is Sinon. Hello. I can see something sparkly back there as well, but Leafa does not want to focus. There we go. I love Sinon. I loved the whole coffin. I'm trying to remember the name of them now. The Twisted Coffin, I think it's called, or something like that. Trying to kill everybody, and it's like, it would be like that. Like if there was a game where like people were dying inside, there would be this whole moral, this whole moral break of people, how people react to things and stuff. Like people would just be going insane. That's quite cool. I love how all of the friends came together as well. Like they all have this common cause. They all sort of like got hurt by being in this game for so long, and they lost so many people. Like I'll never forget the Christmas episode. I mean, I say I'll never forget the Christmas episode, but I forgot the name of the character in the Christmas episode. But where they like go into this dungeon, and they just they're fighting this boss and everyone's fighting this boss and she dies and then she leaves this message for Kirito and like sings to him, and I was just like, it was heart-wrenching, pulling at my little heartstrings. Like this anime just does not hold back remotely. And like I say, the whole Yuki arc, and it's just so, it can get so dark, like so dark, so quickly. In the last couple of packs here. But yeah, I'm interested to see, because I don't really read the manga. Like I've read a couple of the books, but I do know that, like I said, there's a couple of arcs left, or an arc left or something. But I'm interested to see it animated, because I think for me personally, it's easier to watch it animated. I mean, I tend to keep up by just like quickly Googling things and stuff. But all I care about really are if my favourite characters die and stuff. I suppose once they were out of, that's quite cool. Once they were out of Sword Art Online, they had to sort of like think of a way to keep the danger there for the people playing the game, and keep it interesting. And then obviously the Alicization stuff. Like I think it's really interesting that it's sort of keeping up with the way that the world moves as well, because like AI is coming in massively. Like it's this huge thing at the moment. You've got ChatGPT and all that. That's super cool. Look at the texture on that. You've got ChatGPT, all those things. So I think it's really interesting the way that it's sort of keeping up with how our world goes, but also keeping it super futuristic. I think we're on our last card here. And there we go. So we'll have a look at this signed card in more detail. There it is. And yes, I will absolutely be sleeving this, top loadering, everything. It is so gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. It's a shame we didn't get the Asuna one, but you know, I'll take Alice. She looks really cool. That gold contrasting there. And as usual, all of these cards will be on the site for you to buy. And I think that's it pretty much. So don't forget to like, subscribe, press that bell icon for any notifications for when we release new videos. We've got shorts coming out all the time. We've got a whole schedule coming. And that's it from me. See you later.